Hey everyone, Marsh8 here, bringing you guys the news in a flash. Let's get into it. Before we do get into it though, I did want to talk about the Destiny 2 beta a little bit. For the most part, I did enjoy the gameplay for it. There were some issues, especially with the camera angles feeling a little sticky, but other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It felt very much like Destiny 1, and I enjoyed some of the new weapon variants too. But what really killed it for me here, and I'm not trying to sound entitled or anything, but I'm disappointed in its pitiful lack of content. I know it was free, but it's my understanding that a beta is used to not only give a player a feel for the game, but also to test the game to get feedback from the community about bugs that need to be fixed and balances that can be implemented before the game launches. How the hell are we supposed to give any decent feedback about bugs in this game if all that's given to us is the same introduction story mission and strike that was shown off at E3, and it doesn't give us access to any new story missions or open areas which are crucial to the main game. But what they did include were two PvP modes, one for quick play and competitive, because that's exactly what people want from a beta, is a competitive mode. At this point, I'm not going to lie, I'm worried about Destiny 2, now more than ever. It honestly sends up red flags for me that they couldn't even bother to throw in a brand new story mission or to open up an area for players to explore. Let me know what you guys think. If you tried out the beta, do you feel the same way? Do you feel differently? Let me know in the comments below. Now that we got that out of the way, let's move into the news. Telltale Games made a number of new announcements, including the next season of Batman called Batman: The Enemy Within, which is set to come out this August. They announced the final season of The Walking Dead, which is by far one of my favorite series they put out, and that is set to come out sometime in 2018. And to the delight of many fans, including myself, they announced Season 2 of The Wolf Among Us, which is an adventure game based off the comic series Fable, which is also set to be released sometime in 2018. Blizzard put out a new comic for Overwatch called Masquerade, and it gives us a much deeper look into Doomfist and the organization that him, Reaper, and Widow are all a part of, Talon. Interesting little story this one is, and it does give us possible looks into some new skins and possibly new hero characters appearing in the future. It's an awesome little comic. It's definitely something I would advise to people who are interested in the lore of Overwatch. Moving on, though, we got a new trailer for Call of Duty World War II's new Nazi zombie mode, which, let's be honest, really isn't anything new at this point. It does look awesome, though. The gritty atmosphere and layout reminds me of something out of The Evil Within. Don't know if it'll be any good, though. It looks like there's going to be a story to it, which generally means that there's going to be a ton of Easter eggs thrown in it. And I do have to give Sledgehammer some credit because they do have the guys that worked on Dead Space a part of their development team, so there is that. But at the same time, the zombie thing is kind of running its course at this point. But I'm still hoping. If you guys are interested in checking out the trailer, that'll be down below in the description. Gary Mezkill of Propane has released a new update on the condition of his recovery, and it's actually quite a lot of good news. For those of you who haven't seen the last couple of episodes where we talked about him and don't really know what's going on, basically Gary was attacked and robbed in Belgium. He was struck in the back of the head with an ice pick before a number of people came over and started beating on him, leaving him with fractures to his nose, face, and jaw. Had his glasses smashed into his eye, and suffered a ton of blood loss. It was a mess. If you've seen the pictures, oof. In his last update, though, he was going to be seeking out a second medical opinion in regards to the fractures to his jaw due to him not being able to properly close his mouth. He also made it clear that he wasn't sure at that point at how it was going to affect his musical career due to the fractures possibly making it extremely painful to sing. Well, in his new update, he's looking a lot better and says that he is recovering nicely. He was even able to go into the studio and start singing some songs, which is great. There's still more recovery needed, as he says that he still finds it difficult screaming certain words, but at this point, it's awesome to see how quickly he's recovering. Check out his full statement down below. And for our final story, which I was originally planning to be my little Destiny rant that I did at the beginning of the video, until something far more serious and important hit me at the end of the day today and broke my heart. And I have to talk about it. This is, of course, over Chester Bennington, vocalist of Linkin Park and Stone Temple Pilots for a time, who was found dead this morning at the age of 41 by an apparent suicide by hanging. This has been confirmed by Representative, law enforcement, and fellow vocalist Mike Shinoda, who posted, "Shocked and heartbroken, but it's true. An official statement will come as soon as we have one." Now, the question is ultimately why. Some think that it might have had something to do with Chester's battle with addiction, and others feel that it might have had something to do with Chris Cornell, who Chester was very close to and who passed away back in May of suicide by hanging as well. Today also would have been Chris Cornell's 53rd birthday. Either way around, whatever the case was, the impact of his death was heard around the entire music community, from the metalheads to the pop stars to the rappers. Even for me, this band has been one of those bands that I've been listening to for quite a long time. They're on top level of bands who have been a part of my life throughout many, many years. When times were tough and the mood was right, these were the songs that I jammed to just to clear my head back when I was 13, 14 years old. Chester's vocals were unforgettable, and the way that they crafted their songs were mesmerizing. While there were times that I wasn't always the biggest of fan into some of the musical directions the band decided to go into, I can say that without a shadow of a doubt, I've always held a deep respect for Chester and the band's willingness to reach out and try new things, even at the cost of alienating those who only wanted another hybrid theory. May you find rest, mate, because in the end it did matter, and when your light went out, we did care. If you guys want to learn more, I will leave a number of links down below, and as always, please, if you need help, if you have thoughts of suicide, reach out and talk to somebody. I will, of course, leave the prevention lines down below as well. Those are always easy to access. Please, get help if you need it. Thank you all for joining me. I know this one was a bit of a longer episode, and I don't know if you guys like those or not. Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video, dislike if you didn't, subscribe if you want more, comment if you want to start a conversation, and I'll see you all in the next one. Mars out.